Hi friends, welcome back. This is Melissa from A Life Refurbished, and in this week's video we're gonna be lightening the wood of this chair that we thrifted at a secondhand store for like $12. It was perfect for our bedroom. We love the fabric, but I wanted to brighten the wood without stripping or sanding. So keep watching. Over the weekend, we gave our bedroom a makeover. Our accent wall is the color green, and when we spotted the chair at the second-hand store, we thought this would go perfect with our style. The fabric is in excellent shape, and yes, there is some wear on the wood stain, but we're gonna take care of that today. I don't want to run the risk of ruining the fabric with a chemical stripper. It is so hot out today and humid. I don't know where I put my hairband. I really need to put my hair up. This is my first time rescuing a chair from going to the landfills. One of the reasons I've been hesitant about rescuing chairs with fabric is hygiene. But I ended up buying this carpet cleaner after getting our puppy last October, and I have to say I'm quite impressed. There were a lot of folds in the fabric here. I tried to stretch the fabric, and then I sprayed the cleaner, came back and suctioned all the dirty water. I knew it was super dusty. I could see the dust, so a good cleaning was much needed. I know what you're thinking, and believe me, I totally agree. This is super gross, but now I have a clean chair. Now it's time just to focus on the wood, the little crevices, because I saw that there was a lot of dust that accumulated there. So we have to make sure our wood is nice and clean before we do anything with it. Oh yeah, look at that grime coming out. The simple green degreaser that I'm using can leave a residue, so it's important to go back and rinse any of it with a damp cloth. Showing you a quick close-up of what the finish looks now after I scrubbed it with that degreaser. It looks dull, flat, which is exactly what I need for my primer and paint to stick. Just doing that spot sanding to get rid of the rough areas. I'm using this 220 sponge that I have laying around here. I use it to smooth out these corners that are a little rough looking. Here's another rough spot, so I'm just gonna smooth it out. That's it. That's all I need for my paint, my primer to stick. If you see some area that is a little bit more shiny than the rest, go ahead and give it a quick scuff sand. Now I'm just gonna get rid of that sanding dust. I'm gonna put some green frog tape where the fabric and the wood meet. Not really worrying about the edges being perfect, because any extra I'm just gonna cut with my X-Acto knife. When I first started the chair project, I thought I was gonna use clear shellac because I was afraid that if I use anything else, the overspray could possibly land on the fabric and ruin it. But I'm gonna do a faux wood technique on the wood. In case you're wondering, why is she doing a faux wood technique over wood? The answer is to protect the fabric, especially in the parts right here where the wood and fabric touch. It would be really tough to get a sander in between there. The other option would be using chemical stripper to get rid of that old stain. But once again, if the stripper touches the fabric, it could potentially ruin it. So I want to play it safe. At the end of the day, what made us fall in love with this chair was the fabric. I think I'm gonna risk it and spray one light coat of shellac white primer. I'm gonna go very light, trying to be very careful that none of the overspray goes into the fabric, so wish me luck. I like using pieces of cardboard, cutting a rectangle, that way I have a little bit of a handle. That's gonna help me cover the areas from overspray, and in hot days like this one, it works really great, like a fan too. I'm putting on my respirator to protect my lungs, and I'm using a moving blanket to protect the chair. Of course, you can also use a piece of plastic or some drape that you have laying around that you no longer use to help you with this part. I would be lying if I told you that I wasn't afraid every time I push on that nozzle. I decided that I was gonna go slow and steady, and right before I pressed it, I was gonna take a look around that spraying area, make sure everything was covered. So if you ever tackle a project like this one, remember, slow and steady wins the race, my friends. It's time to apply the liquid wood. So let me explain. This product contains over 60% recycled wood fibers, so it doesn't just look like wood, but it also feels like it. Apply and making sure that your brush moves in the direction that a natural wood grain would to make it look more realistic. Besides the wood fibers, there is another thing that makes this product different from regular paint. This product is more see-through, so you're gonna need more coats than a regular paint. For today's project, I'm using this as my base color. As you brush it, you're gonna notice that it does feel like wood. And then I'm gonna be applying a coat of water-based stain. But you could also use a non-penetrating oil stain of your choice and then seal it with a poly. In a couple of minutes, I'm gonna explain why I chose to apply a water-based stain rather than an oil base. Gone by, and now that reticket is dry, I'm getting ready to stain it. At the beginning, I was thinking that I was gonna use this oil-based stain. Then after thinking about it, if any of that oil seeps through my tape, then the fabric would turn dark. So in my attempts to leave the fabric intact, I'm gonna use a water-based product. This is old-fashioned water-based stain from Lilly paint. And the nice thing about this stain is that I don't have to worry about top coating it because it has a top coat built in. The one thing I'm gonna highly recommend before using this stain is to give it a good shake. I'm using the square brush from Zebra because I have a lot of details here, curves. It really goes into the crevices and details and is the right size for this project. I'm applying the water-based stain on the heavy side because I'm only gonna do one coat, and I also wanna be able to see a little bit of those brush strokes to mimic that wood grain as much as I can. And let's not forget that the stain has a top coat built in, which means that if I go a little bit on the heavier side, this project is gonna have a little more protection. I'm feeling like I hit the jackpot with this finish because many times I achieve a similar result, but I have to go through sanding and stripping to get there. This is like a one-day makeover, you guys. And it looks like a piece that you would buy at a store right now. So updated, and that's all it takes. The wood to be a little bit lighter. I'm loving it. Let's take a quick look at how the wood looked previously. And this is how it looks today. It matches or tastes so much more now. If you have been on the fence about saving a fabric chair from going to the landfills, I hope this video inspired you. And let me know what you think of today's little makeover in the comments. I will see you guys next time.